Strategically covered. Strategic. Well, you're going to edit it from the top and bottom, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're worried about your shorts, but you should really be worried about your hat. What up? Welcome to my Top 5 podcast.
You got to hit that part.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Seven. What's good?
So today, we had a few different topics we wanted to talk about, but, there's a lot going on in the world. It's pretty heavy stuff. But we did have this one planned a little while ago, so we're gonna push through, and we're gonna talk about our top 5 greatest of all time NBA basketball players. I know this is a heated debate that a lot of people have, and we're gonna give us our opinion on who the top 5 greatest of all time are. So we hope you enjoy this episode. I am going to start as usual. So for me, my number 5 is a man from the U.S. Virgin Islands. His name is Timothy Duncan. I think it's Timothy. Tim Duncan. To me, Tim Duncan is one of the most unsung, underpraised NBA superstar that there's been, because he was not like flamboyant. He was not, flashy. Big fundamentals, they called him. That guy did everything he needed to do to win. Since he went to San Antonio, I don't think they never won less than 50 games. They're always in the playoffs, always a title contender. You're talking about a consummate professional. Five titles. To me, Tim Duncan is in my top 5 greatest players of all time. And we'll go on to you. Who's your number 5?
My number 5 is LeBron James.
He cracked your top 5. I thought he wasn't going to crack the top 5.
I didn't think so either. Tim Duncan is actually definitely, I considered him for my number 5. But I'm going to go with LeBron. His legacy is still being written, but we all familiar with him. He's my number 5.
How do you feel about his 6 finals losses?
That's why he doesn't rank higher. But, at the end of the day, his body of work is still, he plays, he's been to how many finals besides last year when he was injured? His team
8 or 9?
Right.
8 or 9? No, 9.
He's
3 wins,
always
6
deep
losses.
in the playoffs. He's always playing. He's always he's always in the conversation. He's got a few rings. He's LeBron, He's this era's dude, What can you say? Number 5.
5, all right. So for me, number 4 is right up that alley too. Number 4 to me is LeBron James. LeBron James to me is number 4. The only reason why he's not higher to me is just the fact that it's his finals record, and I am one of those people that are going to hold it against him. He has on more than one occasion not shown up in the NBA Finals, and to me, a lot of it is what you've done in the playoffs. His consistent excellence has put him in the top 5 for me. And also, he's transforming the game in a way where he is, people his size, his athleticism are very rare to come around, and the fact he's able to also have such a high basketball IQ, it makes him a very special player, but doesn't put him in the top 3 for me. He's number 4. He could eventually get into the top 3 for me, but it would be hard just because, how do you have 6 finals losses and be considered even a top 3 player? If you're that guy, you're not going to have 6 finals losses. You can't blame him for every single one, even early in his career, but when he was on Miami, you should never have lost that Dallas team. Even if it was their first time to get, it doesn't matter. That's just an excuse. You are going up against Jason Terry, JJ Barea, and Dirk Nowitzki. You know what I mean? Dirk was MVP of the year, balled out, but yeah, no. You got to have a standard. If they're in the Mount Rushmore for you, there's got to be a certain standard. And if losing finals doesn't affect your thought process on it, then that's your decision. It's your opinion. But for me, it does. So for me, number 4, LeBron James.
Number 4, Kobe Bryant. Kobe, you know, I never was a Lakers fan, but you know, you got to respect game. You know, he was doing his thing and he was vicious. You know, he was, you know, even though he was cool and had a lot of friends in the league, when he was on the court, he was playing to win at all times, even to the point of alienating his teammates. You know what I mean? He just wanted the best. You know what I mean? And he always wanted to. Every night he was trying to win. So I'm gonna go with Kobe, 5-time NBA champion. He got Olympic ring.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't go to college, so you know. And we watched him grow. Like, you know, I remember when Kobe first was up there. I might have actually seen the game where he first got called into a game off the bench. You know, like I think I seen that game too. You know, it was good to watch him grow into, you know, what he eventually became as an NBA player. But you know, he did it with Shaq. Then he did it. People didn't think he was going to be able to do it without Shaq. He did it without Shaq. You know, Kobe Bryant. That's my number 4.
All right. So for me, Kobe is number 3. So we're right off. We're one off each other. It looks like we don't discuss our top 5s to each other beforehand. So for me, Kobe Bryant's number 3. A lot of the same reasons he said. It's that mentality, man. That dog. Not a lot of players, especially now, have that dog in them. They might have the talent. They might have the you know, the physical attributes, but like Kobe wanted to take it from him. You know, he wasn't trying to be given anything. And for me, I guess, you know, I'm not from that era where, you know, I think it's okay for guys to go from team to team to try to win titles. Like Kobe spent his whole career on one team. That was another reason why Tim Duncan was on there for me. You know, they spent their whole career on one team, and you know, he went through some hard times with the Lakers too, and like bounced back and won with Gasol after Shaq left. You know, and
What Kobe had 20 years in?
I think 20 years.
Yeah, I think he did 20.
But you know, like there's certain guys that like when you look back at how they played, like you just respect how much they wanted the win, and they didn't really care about much else. Like Kobe, after basketball, you started to hear about all his other interests.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't during his career where they're like, oh, like, you know, Kobe's writing scripts on the plane. Like, you didn't hear about that stuff.
Nah, he was just focused. He was focused on
He
playing.
was about basketball.
Yeah.
He's like, the rest will take care of itself. You know, like right now, I just want to win, and that's something that I really respected about Kobe. That's why I put him in the top 3. 5 championships. You know, he's a guy that a lot of NBA players now, you know, look up to. So yeah, for me, Kobe Bryant's number 3. R.I.P.
My number 3 is Michael Jordan. Some people are probably like, what? Number 3? Listen, number 3. I respect game. It ain't no hate as a Knicks fan. Ain't no hate. But you know, when you hear my top 2, it's open for debate. But this is my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have yours. He'll have his.
Yep.
But this is mine.
Yep.
6-time champion, 6-time MVP, Olympic gold medalist. Did he win in college? He won.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, okay. He's one of a few people as in NCAA, Olympics, and NBA champion. He's one of a few. But, you know, he had a little help. Let's be realistic. He was the man. But, you know, we can't shit on Scottie Pippen. We can't shit on Dennis Rodman. We can't shit on Horace Grant.
Dennis Rodman's only there for a few of them.
Right, but he was there for a few.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Horace Grant. Hold on.
Horace Grant.
Hold on. Now you're just naming names.
Listen, those dudes all contributed.
Yeah, that's
Because
now
people
you're just
always
naming
try to be
names. It's
like, you know,
you can't shit on Channing Frye.
You
you can't shit on Smush Parker.
There's those dudes didn't contribute. Like dudes that really contributed. Come on, man. Dennis Rodman.
You know how many points Dennis Rodman averaged?
But how many rebounds and how
15?
many loose balls he got?
Yeah, I mean, he
That
defensively, but every team
He
has
would
guys.
get dudes thrown out.
But my point is, every team has guys that are going to contribute.
Right.
Nobody does it by themselves per
Exactly.
se.
Right.
Right? But like now you're naming guys that are like number 3 on the total, 4 on the total, like guys that are averaging like 10 points a game, 6 rebounds. It wasn't like Jordan could have an off game and they'd win. Jordan couldn't have an off game and they'd win. Like I saw LeBron score 10 points the other day and they won a game. Like Jordan couldn't score 10 points and then win a game.
And didn't they make it to the playoffs when he wasn't there?
Did they win anything when he
But they
wasn't
made
there?
it to the playoffs.
So what?
See, that's all I'm saying. Like, you know, come on. Like, some teams, if you take away their main guy, they're not even going to make it to playoffs. Let's be realistic. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not. No, see, I have no problem with you mentioning Scotty because to
Right.
me, Scotty is definitely up there.
Beast, yeah. It's
But you start naming guys that like, yeah, Dennis Rodman was a great piece, but if you put Dennis Rodman on like when he was on San Antonio, they weren't doing nothing.
Right, it was after the fact.
That was before.
Actually, it was before. He was
Right.
still in. Actually, he was still immature at that time. He just needed
he
guidance.
had won titles with
Listen,
Detroit.
yo, it's my top 5.
I'm just
yo,
saying.
he's number 3 on my
no,
top
no,
5.
I'm fine with that. I'm just saying
Right.
you can't start naming just every other random guy that had a career because of Jordan.
That's a
Like,
little bit of my Knicks hate.
Yeah.
Just a teeny bit creeping in.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, it's like giving what's Kenny Smith like credit for Houston Rockets title when it's Akeem and Clyde Drexler were the main guys.
He contributed.
Everybody contributes. That's my
That's
point.
right.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
but your 8 points, 4 assists ain't
No, 'cause,
really
you know, they
gonna make
always,
the difference.
they
They could have
always,
replaced
you know,
him with
and don't get
anybody.
it twisted. I watched the little Jordan documentary and shit.
Yeah,
It
the
was,
little one?
It was informative.
The little Jordan. That's
It was
such a
in-
Knicks fan,
It was
yo.
informative
Such
and
a
a little.
hater. You know, if Jordan played for the Knicks, this guy would be
and
Jordan
a little-
number 1.
and a little bit inspiring.
He'd
and
be wearing
shit.
his Jordan Knicks jersey
But,
right now.
But you know, no, it was actually a good documentary and shit. But and it was good to hear everybody's point of view. You know.
Yeah.
Shit, some dudes actually came away from that. Some of the players that played with him was actually a little upset the way they were portrayed in it. But you know,
But that's
like,
his story.
That's everybody's right.
That's
Just
his
like it's
story.
just my top 5.
Right,
That's
right.
his story.
Right.
On to number 2.
Number 2, for me, number 2, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor. You're talking about one of the best college basketball players, most dominant when he played at UCLA, NBA, greatest scorer of all time, the unstoppable skyhook. And for me, really, it was a toss-up between him and my number 1, who was going to be my number 1, because I think a lot of people forget how great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was great. You know, they changed rules because of him. You weren't allowed to dunk a basketball. They cut off dunking basketballs when he was in college because they're like this move is you can't stop him. Stop dunking basketballs. So you know like that kind of a thing is crazy to me. So for me, number 2, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 2.
My number 2 is the same for all the reasons he said. Like, it's like, come on, he had the sky hook. Like, motherfuckers couldn't even stop that shit. Like, you have a move that's like virtually unstoppable. Like, that's the illest shit. Like, is he still like the highest scoring player ever?
Still all time. He
Skyhook.
can be passed. Like LeBron could pass him. That's one thing that a lot of people are like, LeBron's not a scorer. Like LeBron scores.
Oh, nah, he's definitely a scorer.
LeBron scores.
Nah, LeBron's an all-around dude.
Yeah, LeBron scores. People would say, "Oh, he's not." LeBron is a scorer. Like he's gonna definitely probably pass Kobe if he can stay healthy and play. You know, maybe a few more years. He's definitely gonna be maybe number 1, definitely number 2 in scoring. LeBron, but Kareem, like
Kareem, my number 2.
Kareem was that guy, man. And he fought Bruce Lee. Can't forget that.
He did kick the shit out of Bruce Lee.
That's right.
Put his footprint. What he wear, like a size 16?
I don't know.
17,
but-
something like this shit was like from here to here on his chest.
Yeah.
Like shit.
Yeah. And so for me, my number 1 is
I already know who your number 1 is.
Vince Carter. No, I was joking.
Said like a true Toronto Raptors
That's right.
fan, boy.
Yeah, you know how many
Yo.
people would be writing like, yo, Vince Carter? Yo, honestly, what Vince Carter, he's an honorable mention for me. But what Vince Carter did for basketball in Canada and for Toronto, you can't
Put
like
you guys on the map. Heavy.
nobody can ever shit on what that
He
his
did
first
for
his
Toronto,
first
right.
6 years, 7 years in the league when he played in Toronto Raptors. Yo, national television. You know, he was a draw. His dunk offs. But anyways, he's not my number 1. My number 1, back to my number 1, Michael Jordan. And it's just, that's my era. Like, that's when I started watching basketball. I mean, Jordan in the 90s, like, you're talking about, like, he brought basketball to a different level. You know, like, they say, like, Magic and Bird got it off of recordings and, like, got it onto, like, live television. Like Jordan is the reason why these guys have brands now, why these guys have, making the money that they're making, the television deals that they have. Like Jordan really pioneered it to that. He was the first superstar, real global superstar for basketball, NBA. When you see the amount of media coverage, like in that documentary, like this is before social media. Like he's
Right.
walking into a room and it is wall-to-wall reporters, photographers. As soon as he left his hotel room, it was wall-to-wall fans, like non-stop. He was basically a music rock star, but for basketball. He was the first of a kind when it comes to that for them, right? So for me, he pioneered a lot. His greatness on the
Let's
court.
not forget about his sneakers. His
Yeah,
brand.
I mean,
Jordan is
brand.
crazy.
He hasn't played basketball in 20 years, and he's still the star.
What sneakers is still, they line up for those.
Right, and people are buying, like they're making the same sneaker over again, and people are lining up and buying it and paying $250. Like Jordan,
They're re-releasing them and people are paying top dollar.
Yeah. Jordan
They're
as a
reselling
brand.
them and people are paying top dollar.
Space Jam. Everybody wants to be Mike, man. Like people want to. Like, again, I keep bringing back other people. People want to put LeBron up over Mike. So why is he doing Space Jam too? Like make your own movie.
Speaking of Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
R. Kelly got jumped. He got beat up in jail.
What's it got to do with Michael Jordan?
I believe I could
Oh, I believe I can fly. I was like, wait a minute. You know something I don't know?
Yeah, he got beat up, so they put him in solitary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, come on, like, he's pretty much like a sexual predator dude. So, somebody's gonna want to talk to him about that in jail.
True. I'm surprised it took that long, actually.
Yeah, he probably was putting some money in a few dudes' books.
True.
Keep himself a little bit protected.
Interesting.
But there's always that one dude don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially with everything that's going on now,
Right.
the news reporting, and then they showed that. I know it was after they had that march trying to release him in Chicago.
He
Can
was
you
trying
believe
to-
that people are having a march to release R. Kelly? This dude.
Yeah.
This
It's not like he got found like he's being accused of some other type of quote unquote honorable crime.
No, dude,
or something he's not guilty of.
The
right?
fact they had sex tapes out with him with minors and peeing on them, and he still wasn't in prison. Like it was released. Like there's video. He's like, I didn't know she was like, bro, come on. And then when they had the interview with him, he's like, when they asked him how do you like teenage? He's like, how young? He was like, do you like young women? It's like, how young are we talking?
What
Yeah.
do you mean by teenager?
Yo,
like,
I
what's
was
your
like,
definition of teenager?
just throw him in jail.
Nigga, teenager. The fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway, you good?
Yeah, Michael Jordan, number one.
My number one is Bill Russell. Before my era, of course, but come on, let's not. I got the list of his accolades and his achievements. Bill Russell, 11 rings, 12-time All-Star, 5-time MVP. He's won a gold medal. He's won in college level. He was defense. He was known for defense and rebounding, and he had more than 50 rebounds in the game. Like I think only him and Wilt achieved that.
Crazy.
The trophy is named after him, the MVP trophy. The NBA is the Bill Russell NBA Finals MVP award. First black coach in NBA history. Like he played in the game and coached the same game.
Yeah.
Bill Russell. And he played all during like some of the racist times.
Mhm.
Most
And in
racist
Boston.
times. Right, and in Boston of all places.
Wow. Yeah.
Bill
No.
Russell's my number one.
I feel a little bad not having him in my top five. The
Right.
truth of the matter is, the only time I see Bill Russell footage is like black and white
Right, nah, definitely. Yeah.
playback. So it's hard for me to put him in my personal top five, but I can't argue it. Like his greatness in his era he was the most dominant player in his era,
Right.
even more than Jerry West. Right? Jerry
Right.
West was 2-9.
Right.
Or one
But
title.
Jerry West, he just gives,
the logo.
he's a right. So,
the
but
logo.
he has a great basketball mind post playing career.
Mhm.
But Bill Russell, man,
You
like
have any
how many
honorable
dudes
mentions?
coached and fucking
Not
played in
many.
the same game?
I think Lenny Williams, Lenny Walker,
Lenny Wilkins.
Lenny Wilkins. There
Lenny
we go.
Wilkins, right.
He was a Raptors coach
And let's
too.
not
Oh,
forget, people
embarrassing.
forget, Bill Russell was the first, officially the first black coach. Like, come on,
Yeah,
you know.
that speaks volumes.
He had a couple of games, 50 plus fucking rebounds.
Yeah.
Shit.
So no Wilt in your top five?
You know, it was a tough one. Will I think only won like 2 championships, but
Right.
he did like had multiple years of being rebounding.
50 points, 25
Right.
rebounds a
Right.
game. Like the
And
numbers
he
that
did
these
have
guys are putting up.
200-point games.
Yeah, the numbers that these guys put up back in the day.
Right, well, crazy.
Crazy.
And see, that takes us to the honorable mentions.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? My honorable mentions are Wilt Chamberlain, in no particular order, but I would have to say Wilt Chamberlain first, and then everybody after him is honorable mentions. Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, yeah,
That's your two?
that's my 1 plus
Yeah.
2.
I definitely, for me, my honorable mentions definitely Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell for sure. Another guy, Oscar Robertson, is another guy, triple
There's
doubles.
another guy, right?
Dominant player. Again, before my time, so all I can really see is like highlights of him.
Forgot all about Oscar Robertson. My
Yeah.
fault.
Weird though, I don't hear any New York Knicks in your top 5 / honorable mentions. No Ewing, no
That'll be
Starks,
that'll-
no
There'll be
Clyde.
There'll be Knicks players in my top 5. Well, Clyde definitely he won, but as far as whenever we get to the top 5, my top 5 players that never win the big one.
So it's all
Well,
Knicks.
well,
John
so there'll be
Starks,
there'll be a few Knicks
Charlie
in that,
Ward,
in
Latrell Sprewell.
Terrible, boy. Terrible. Yo, I hate when we talk basketball. I hate when we talk basketball.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry that the Toronto Raptors have only been in the league for like 25 years and they won a title.
They definitely did. I tip my hat to them. That was a great run, and they're looking good this year. But we don't know how this year is going to shake out right now. The
True.
rest of the playoffs, with everything that's going on.
True. Like we said at the beginning, there's a lot of heavy shit going on right now, but we wanted to, still push through and release this episode. We might do something moving forward on some other stuff. We're definitely gonna talk about some other stuff, but we did realize that we do get a lot of views when it comes to our sports.
Yeah, sports seem
talk.
to be like in
Yeah.
high demand right now. But like he said, there's a lot going on in the world, specifically here in the States.
Yep.
And we would like to touch on those topics. You know what I mean, and see how everybody feels, and
Right.
what people you have comments about. The more serious subject matter. The police reform, shitty ass government,
If you-
injustices,
yeah.
inequality.
If you guys have any,
unemployment.
if you guys have any topics you would like to hear us talk about, or to discuss, or even do a top 5 on, please write in the comments. I know if you follow us on Instagram, my top 5 podcast, you can write in the comments there. We are going to post a little clip from this on there. But yeah, we'd love to get some feedback from you guys. What is it that you wanted to hear us talk about? Like we've gone through everything, like music, arts, entertainment, movies. Like we talk about pretty much everything here. So let us know, please. Like, subscribe, share this video. If you don't agree with our top 5 all-time greatest, who are we missing?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe I could have forgotten. So maybe somebody has somebody else on there. Maybe
Right.
somebody has Shaq in the top 5.
Everybody's top 5 is going to be different. We
Somebody might
realize
have
that.
Elijah one on
Right.
the top 5.
I think sometimes, it's like because some of the greats are definitely like hometown favorite players
Sure.
for certain people.
That's
so,
why I threw in the little Vince Carter in there.
right.
'Cause,
Yeah. So there's somebody I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah.
a Lakers fan might have Shaq as number 1.
Yeah.
Might have Wilt as number 1. You know what I mean? So
Kobe.
Right. Even Kareem.
a lot of people were putting Kobe over Jordan. I don't know how.
I don't see
put Kobe
that
over
as
Jordan.
great as
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Jordan was Kobe's template.
Yeah.
That was who he looked up to.
And
it's not like he surpassed him.
Yeah. Didn't.
He didn't surpass him, but Kobe was great in his own
Yes.
right. Just like I can't see anybody putting LeBron over Kobe personally. That's just that's my feeling. You know what I mean? It's different generations, so everybody's going to come with their
want
own top.
You want a hot take? You want a hot take real quick?
I knew this was coming.
No. This
Yeah,
is
I'm listening.
yeah.
I'm
So this is my hot take.
Mhm.
Very early in his career, but the projections or trajectory of this player, to me, this guy is going to be, if we were to do this episode 20 years from now,
Mhm.
and we're both in wheelchairs, hopefully not.
At least rocking chairs. Rocking
Yeah,
chairs.
rocking
is a
chair.
little more
Oh, yo,
comfortable.
we're doing this show in
The
rocking
rocking
chairs.
chairs is chilling.
We need to start doing that, actually.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic. If this guy keeps
if
doing
he stays healthy, like he's definitely like he's a
21 years old,
Yeah.
he's putting up
He's putting up
40-point
some
triple
numbers.
doubles in
Right.
the playoffs. His first play, like
right.
that. This kid is the stuff that he's doing, being as slow as unathletic as he is, and they still can't
They
guard
still
him.
can't stop him. This shit is crazy.
It's
but it's like
unbelievable.
almost like a la Larry Bird.
Right.
He wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the most athletic, but he would get it done.
But this is why I think it's possible for LeBron to pass Kareem, and why it's possible for LeBron to continue on. LeBron has that IQ.
right.
He's relied on his athleticism a lot earlier in his
takes
career,
care of
and
himself.
now even though he's still crazy athletic, especially at his age,
Mm-hmm.
he could slow down still,
Right.
and still be like Luka Doncic is
Very,
almost
he can still
showing
be very effective.
how he could,
Right.
how LeBron could still be
Right.
as effective as he is
Mhm.
now, even moving forward. I don't know how long he's planning to play.
Hollywood is calling.
That's why he went to LA, right?
Right.
And that was
Yeah.
part of why I said like some basketball players have other things that they have lined up, and they don't concentrate fully on basketball. But
Right.
yeah, again, follow us, subscribe, like, and we'll see you.
Like, dislike,
yeah.
comment,
We'll
whatever.
We'll see you guys soon. You can laugh at his hat if you want. I know you won't, because I know a lot of you are Knicks fans too. Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm sorry you guys had to go through all that.
Don't laugh at my hat.
Yeah, but we'll see you soon. All right.
Peace.
Peace. Of course, the